Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Simon, bringing you another Eldritch Moon preview video. When you think of famous siblings in MTG, who comes to mind? For many of us, we go straight to Gisa and Geralf, the feuding necromatic siblings of Innistrad. Since we first visited this plane back in the original block, we've heard stories of these two powerful necromancers, a brother and sister locked in an eternal sibling rivalry. Their competitive differences come from the fact that they practice necromancy in different ways. Gisa is a traditional ghoul caller, one who uses black mana to raise and reanimate the corpses of the dead. Geralf, on the other hand, is a stitcher, someone who uses science and alchemy to stitch various body parts together in order to form Skaabs rather than average zombies. For as long as the two could understand their gifts, they've been feuding over which discipline was better, going so far as to even organize zombie wars to determine the true master of death. It would take something truly apocalyptic to get this brother and sister to work together, and the promised end has actually come to Innistrad. Its name is Emrakul. For the first time, we get to see these siblings actually working together. They even appear on the same card. Let me introduce you to Gisa and Geralf. This 4/4 legendary human wizard costs 2 generic and Dimir colors. When Gisa and Geralf enters the battlefield, put the top 4 cards of your library into the graveyard. During each of your turns, you may cast a zombie creature card from your graveyard. Okay, so obviously this card's gonna be insane for some zombie decks, maybe even as a commander in zombie EDH. Milling the top 4 of your library for this card is actually what you want. The more zombies you have in your graveyard, the more opportunity you have to use its second ability. You can even think of it as drawing cards if you mill zombies or other cards playable from the graveyard. Gisa and Geralf turn all your zombies into pseudo-grave crawlers, and really, who wouldn't want a deck full of those? Of course, Gisa and Geralf combo well with a lot of zombies out there. Sacking becomes even easier, self-milling's fine, and even more difficult cards like Rooftop Storm become better thanks to these necromancers. Yet, all these benefits seem to trickle away when you limit your scope to standard. Gisa and Geralf is a rather slow card. On turn 4, you get a 4/4 that allows you to cast cards from your graveyard. That's nice, but it's not like you can cast them during your opponent's turn, and you still have to pay their full converted cost for them. It's great once you have the mana to empty out your graveyard, but it just doesn't do a lot in terms of tempo. I haven't played a lot of zombie decks in standard right now, but I don't really think there's a lot of amazing options. I know there's a mythic, Relentless Dead, but its abilities kind of do what Gisa and Geralf is meant to do. Putting them together may be overkill. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think zombies in standard right now are the best they can be for Gisa and Geralf. But hey, we have a lot of cards left in Eldritch Moon to spoil, so who knows? As for limited play, Gisa and Geralf are just too niche to be good. If you draft a few zombies, sure, it may be okay, but even then, these zombies would have to be in your graveyard to make any use of the card. Most of the time, it'll just be a 4/4 for 4 that mills you 4. Not a stellar pick in my opinion. I hope Gisa and Geralf find their way into standard though, as I know they'll be added to a few decks in other formats. Here's an idea: Wizard Tribal in standard, baby! Just think, this is one less wizard you need to flip Docent of Perfection. That synergy's real though. Regardless of my tentative feelings on this card, I think it has awesome flavor. It combines the 2 colors prominent in zombie decks, taking aspects of both Gisa and Geralf, Gisa being aligned with black and Geralf with blue. The art is actually kind of funny. We're used to seeing these characters summoning the dead and working in the lab, but now they're out in a sea of Eldrazi monstrosities, doing what they can to survive. Just look at Geralf with that pitchfork. What are you gonna do with that, man? It's funny because this scenario of being surrounded by monsters is how many of these siblings' victims probably came to an end. Now, they get a taste of their own medicine. I also can't get enough of this card's flavor text. It's just so Gisa and Geralf. I love it. Story-wise, this experience either brings the brother and sister closer together, or they'll die in the wake of Emrakul. I really hope they have a heartwarming ending, but, like many of their creations, a heart is optional. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about Gisa and Geralf in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, consider hitting that like button and subscribing to stay up to date on all the latest Eldritch Moon spoilers, news, and lore. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.